What's up, everybody? Alex Sanfilippo here, and I want to quickly talk to you about how to manage your podcast guest requests that you're getting as a podcast host. So today what I have is 5 steps I'm going to share with you on this topic. So these are 5 steps that I've used to be able to actually get some order, if you will, with my podcast guest requests that are coming in. And I get between 70 and 100 a week. So that's how many people are reaching out to me, most of which want to be on my show. Sometimes they're asking me to be on theirs, but regardless, I'm getting all these requests coming in. And here's the thing that I've realized. You're probably getting the same exact thing. I'm not the only host this is happening to. And if you're not yet, maybe you're too new or something like that, it will start happening. And at first, it's kind of nice. You're like, wow, people are reaching out to me. This is really cool. And then at some point, you're like, uh-oh, this is a lot of work now. And at some point, that will turn for you as well. So we need some sort of solution for this. And here's like the big problem I see with this. It's everywhere we go. So if you log into Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or any other app, right? People are asking, can I please be on your podcast? You're getting it via email, and some of us even in person, right? You run into that person you haven't seen in 3 years, like, hey, heard your podcast. I'd love to be on it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, right? You see these different things happen, but they're coming from everywhere. So the idea, first off, that we need to do is figure out, okay, how can we manage this so we can still be healthy when we're getting on our different social media apps and not just be going through all these motions of how to manage these requests that are coming in. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I've been able to do this. I've done it in 5 steps. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. 5 steps for managing these requests that are coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this right now. First, number 1, this is a really important place to start. You want to actually pick a spot where you want them all to come to. And what I mean by that is you need to pick a central location. So let's just say you're getting requests from everywhere, but you really like Instagram. Tell everyone to DM you on Instagram instead of everywhere else. And for me, it's LinkedIn if I'm ever going to do that. But I use PodMatch to do this, and I'll explain why throughout this and why it could also help you as well. But regardless, it's really important that you have that standard place that everyone always goes to. So step 2 here, you need to come up with a standard response as well. Something that you can just very quickly copy paste. So again, if you're going to be managing from LinkedIn, let's just say, you want to be able to go to everyone else who's coming from all these different platforms and copy paste. I'd be like, hey, thank you so much for reaching out. I only respond to this type of request on LinkedIn. Go there. So for me, again, I do PodMatch. I send them straight to my PodMatch profile and I say, hey, listen, I don't manage these requests anywhere except my PodMatch profile. Go here and you can reach out to me from there. What's really important, again, is to get everything back to a safe place. So you don't have all these requests coming from everywhere. Instead, it's saying, hey, this is my funnel. This is the one place you can reach out to me on this topic. Really important to do. Number 3, this is to standardize your review process. So this is when you've actually now got them coming to that same place, right? You picked your spot, you have your messaging, so they're actually reaching out to you where they're supposed to. You want to somehow figure out exactly who your ideal guest is. That way you know. So you're not spending a lot of time going through this motion every time someone reaches out. So what that means is having like a checklist of, okay, they need to have maybe this many followers. That's not really one of my criteria, but a lot of people have that. Or, hey, they need to be able to talk about this, or this, and they need to also have this set up, right? And that way when we go through it, we can just kind of go down our checklist instead of being like, okay, let me look at their social following. Have they been on other shows? Does that matter, right? Like every time it's kind of random unless you have something in front of you. You can say, this is what I guide myself by. Again, I use PodMatch for this, and it's actually cut down the time that I've spent reviewing guests. Now I can do it in actually between 45 seconds and a minute. I can tell if the guest is right or not. Very quick, because PodMatch has a matching core that helps me really determine things. I can put in my criteria, and it allows me to really figure it out very quick. And PodMatch is free, so I'd recommend doing this as well. But if you don't, then have some sort of printout checklist that you can look at to make that a very fast process. Because again, imagine that you're getting between 70 and 100 of these like I am. You're going to be spending a lot of time doing something that has no value for your audience, and that's not something that we want to be doing. So again, make sure you have a standardized review process. Number 4, come up with a standard response to reject or to say yes to your guest, right? So I think a lot of us, it's kind of scary to say no, but here's the thing, like with that many people reaching out, and you're going to have that happen if it's not already, we have to get good at saying no because we have to protect our audience. Now, I have a few ideas for good ways to actually do this. So if you're interested, you can actually just message me, find a way to contact me. It's pretty easy to do. Look in the description. You'll see a blog post where I have more on this, and you can actually learn a little bit more on how to say no properly without making everybody upset and mad. But also if you're going to say yes, you want to know their next step that they need to do. So have this figured out. So again, you can copy paste this stuff, make it really fast. That's the idea. And to do all this stuff, I actually use Text Expander, which I link to in the full blog post. But basically, I just type in a little code and automatically spits out the full message that I want to send people. And I have some templates on that blog post as well, so go check that out. So again, you can kind of figure out how you want to say this stuff. So the final step, step 5, after you've done all this, so you've got your place they go to, you've got your messaging to get them there, you've got your minimum criteria, and then you've also got your yes/no response that you're going to send them. And step 5 is to monetize the process. So for me, I believe there's demand, there's the opportunity to monetize. So if between 70 and 100 people are reaching out to me, that means there's an opportunity for me to monetize. I've actually proven this in the last year. So for me, I've got everything all funneled around PodMatch. And when they go to my profile, it's actually my affiliate link. So if they go there, they see my profile, it says interview this guest, and they go to create an account, I'm going to get reimbursed for that. It's 20% month over month. Every time those people are paying something, I'm able to actually bring in something from that. So I'll just share within the last 12 months, I've built this up to $5,000. So I've made $5,000 in the last 12 months just by having people go through my funnel and make my job way easier. And I want you to think about this as well. Have monetization kind of on your mindset on this. This is a great way to bring in revenue and to make sure that you're getting those right guests. So that is it. Those are my 5 steps for managing your podcast guest requests as a podcast host. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, in the description, there's a link to the full blog post. I've got some more information for you there, and I hope this added a lot of value. Again, my name is Alex Sanfilippo, and thank you so much for your time.